Hey everyone, it's Prithvi Yoga, and I'm here in the Smart Review for DNA, the new film directed by Nelson Venkatesan and starring Atharva and Nimisha in the lead roles. Now, Nelson Venkatesan has started off his career very interestingly with different types of projects. His first ever film was Oru Naal Koothu, which was a hyperlinked drama revolving around a wedding and the many individuals that are directly and indirectly involved with that respective wedding. His second film is one of my favorite Hollywood-inspired films in Tamil cinema in the last few years or so, and that was Monster. It was a very interesting concept of having S.J. Surya facing off with this mouse who is tormenting him and destroying his house while they're having this ironic cat and mouse game as the film goes on. And then his third film was Farhana, which I thought was a very interesting movie showing the plight and the difficulties that call center job workers go through, and also an extenuating circumstance that is affecting Aishwarya Rajesh's character as the film went on, something that was out of her control. And I thought that was a pretty solid thriller / drama as well. DNA is kind of similar to Farhana in a way, in terms of extenuating circumstance that is affecting the main two characters in this film. And I think it's a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's a pretty solid thriller. It's a pretty solid drama, well made overall. There's just a little bit of hiccups. I think one of the biggest pluses for Nelson so far in his career is the fact that he builds up his characters and builds up the backstory really well for his characters before the major event happens. Here we see Atharva and Nimisha's characters going through a lot of trials and tribulations before they end up meeting up and having their marriage. And we get to see, the hardships and the struggles that they go through before they actually get married. Once they get married, everything goes well and, they have a happy life until they have their baby. And once the baby is born, unfortunately, someone steals their baby and switches it with another baby. And that's where the thriller aspect of this film starts. Now, I really love the fact that Atharva's character and Balaji Shaktivel's character are the driving forces in terms of the thriller aspects of this film. I love when they were investigating why the people are doing the things that they are in terms of stealing babies and replacing them with other babies. But I feel like the second half of this movie is where the film kind of wavers. And I didn't really care for the villains over-explaining as to why they're doing the things that they were doing. I hate it when Tamil cinema villains over-explain as to why they're doing the things that they're doing. If they just give one-word answers or one-line answers or even no answer whatsoever, I think that's a little bit more terrifying and intense as to why they're doing their villainry. Whereas here, it's pretty much a big roadblock when these villains are giving a big backstory as to why they're doing the things that they're doing. But again, DNA is a pretty solid thriller. It's not amazing, but pretty solid. 7.5 out of 10.